Sriram Iyer. Today we are going to learn about selling skills. To begin with, the chapter 1, what is selling and who can be a salesman? Selling is the process of providing things that are needed in our day-to-day life. For example, a car. Someone has to sell the various components of a car in order that the car manufacturer assembles it and finally sells it to the general public. Selling is the job of a salesman. We call somebody a salesman if he or she is selling something. If we observe carefully, each one of us is selling something or the other 50% of our waking time. Isn't that true? For example, when we groom our hair, polish our shoes, dress nicely, and in the best attire possible, appear for an interview, are we not selling ourselves? When in your family there is a decision to buy a TV, and somebody has their own ideas, you have a particular brand in mind. You must be prepared for success. You must have an overall goal. You must break those goals into daily work segments. You must carry out those daily work segments. You must gain customers. You must have self-management charts. You must have work systems. You must spend time on critical activities. Set your overall goal. What is that you want to achieve? Now, put the effort to achieve that. How many sales do I want? How many prospects do I need to meet to achieve one sale? Now, how many prospects do I need to meet to achieve my overall target? How many activities do I need to carry out to gain one prospect? Telephone calls, direct emails, letters, exhibitions, seminar, cold calls. We must figure out all that. As you can see in the graph, in order to achieve one sale, you need to meet 3 prospects, and each prospects you have to meet twice. So, in effect, you are making 6 visits per day. Welcome to chapter 3, developing product expertise. When you take an appointment and meet your customer, will your customer not assume that you know about your product? Isn't it? How will you become an expert in knowing about your product? You need to know the product in terms of what is there in terms of features. You must read operations manual, the service handbook. You must read the frequently asked questions. You must meet existing customers. You must meet your own senior staff. When it comes to product, there is a thumb rule. You must know 25 features of your product, and you convert these features into benefits for your customer. Don't talk about the features, talk about the benefits. If you are a salesman of a Xerox machine that processes voice instructions to print, don't tell the customer that it has a speech recognition software. Welcome to chapter 4, successful presentation and closings. There are 5 component parts to successful presentation and closings. 1. Find the corporate and personal buying motive. 2. Show your product expertise. 3. Understand your competitor's product, its strength and weakness. 4. Countering objections. 5. Successful close. Let's link these 5 activities to 5 doors of a SUV vehicle. This is the first door, the driver's door. Open this driver's door and uncover the corporate buying motive as well as the personal buying motive. You know that your product meets certain functions or requirements of the customer, but you have to uncover the real specific reason that the customer wants your product. Assumptions don't count in sales. You must know the exact buying motive of various people involved. Welcome to Chapter 5, Understanding the Need and the Customer Interest Curve. Suppose you are a salesman in a mobile showroom selling various handsets. You will meet customers with different needs. You will have to ask appropriate questions to understand the customer's need. For example, a customer may be needing high battery life, more battery life. He may be also needing a high pixel camera. Never assume you know all his needs. Also find out who is the decision maker. Is it the person who is asking you various queries, or is the daughter who has accompanied him to buy the handset? You must understand and find out the relevant needs that they have, and then offer a handset that fulfills the needs. You must let them know that your product or service is meeting the needs. And when you know that the needs are met, the next logical thing is to ask for order. Welcome to the final chapter, Networking and Action-Provoking Charts. It is not what you know, but whom you know that matters. Your success as a salesman is directly proportional to the network that you have maintained over a period of time. It's a very famous quote that your network is your net worth. If you have been a salesman for a while, you will know many people. In sales, cold calling is the norm. Unless you don't cold call, your list of prospects will not increase. Once you get any appointment, and after the meeting, you should ask for some reference. And after you get the reference, you have to again take an appointment, and this cycle should continue. And it helps if you are referred to him by someone you know. Now this is how your network map would look like. If Sunil has referred you to Dilip, you connect both by an arrow. If Dilip has referred to you to John, you connect him to John. And thereafter, if you see, your network map should progress in this direction.